John Brady loves mentioning my name. Do you know that? I swear I'm in that man's head. We have the same manager and agent. Sorry, we have the same agent. And I swear to God, I always, every time Sean's name is mentioned, when it's fighting or everything, he's always calling my name. He just has this weird obsession. I think he's jealous that I'm just beautiful and handsome. He looks like something out of Lord of the Rings.
I feel like this one has to happen at some point.
I punched the mouth off him. He'd try to shoot an ugly take and I'd put a knee through his nose and he'd never be able to even breathe again. I'd squish it.
Didn't go away earlier this year. Hit kick from Gary. Oh, this is going to be it. D-Rock covers up. Ian Machado, Gary. 12-0. How about the Irishman?
The GFL is fucking canceled, guys. Man. So first off, I feel really bad for any of you guys that got flights or got, I had a lot of people supporting me that were, I don't think there was ever any tickets sold, but some people had already changed their plans and got flights to go out there to LA to watch me fight. And, man, it seems like it's all just a big, I don't know, lack of a better word, scam? I don't know, man. But that's just what it looks like. There wasn't any proof of the money that was supposed to be paid to the fighters, and we all got screwed on this one. And, he is still trying to make the fight happen. I talked to Darren the other day, and he offered to give me some revenue share and stuff if I would fight for not a guaranteed perk.
А как ты думаешь, все-таки 77 кто останется чемпионом в этом году? Вот все делают ставку даже на Шавката.
Шавкат, Белал, смотри, Шавкат очень хороший.
Да.
Магдалена очень хорошая. Вот эти два соперника для Белала будут, я считаю, что для него будут таким тяжелым соперником. Белала тоже как списывать, когда вообще он проигрывал.
К сожалению, вот так фанаты как-то не считают.
Не, смотри, человек может тебе не нравиться, но это не значит, что он плохой боец. Но если тебе кто-то лично не нравится, это же не значит, что он плохой боец. Надо смотреть на статистику, когда он вообще проигрывал. Очень давно не проигрывал, у него очень серьезный винстрик. Я считаю, что Белала будет тяжело убрать. Если ты его не усыпишь, если тот же самый Магдалена и Шавкат, они его достаточно не выигрывают, Белал будет переть и переть все 25 минут. Он навяжет им свой бой. Потому что у него такой стиль. Он постоянно идет вперед, борется, бьет. Выносливость у него очень хорошая. Что, кстати, я даже считаю, что она самая недооцененная в ММА на сегодняшний день.
У Белала?
У Белала самая лучшая выносливость. В этом весе это точно. И вообще у него может быть, что в UFC одна из лучших. Если не в топ-3, но в топ-5 он точно входит.
Volkanovski did look good, but I'm not too sure how long he could reign. There's a lot of firepower, man, with Gene Silva, Aaron Pico, who's just coming in. Yair Rodriguez looked like a freaking world beater. Aloyev's gonna fight for the title, but I just feel like that fight suits Volkanovski very, very well. I do believe, Kamaru, that Holloway needs to come back down to 145 pounds. He could become champ once again until an Aaron Pico comes in, or possibly a Gene Silva, man. I'm super impressed with that Gene Silva.
Yair Rodriguez, he's done that. Who else is next besides Yair Rodriguez? Other person in line is Evloev, and you've even said that Aljo fight he might have lost. As far as the striking prowess, I don't know if he's necessarily there yet. I think Alexander Volkanovski, as long as he continues to be motivated, he's champion. He does 1 or 2. I think he decides he wants to hang it up. Then more power to him. You go down as the greatest featherweight of all time.
Big Ben Rothwell. Let's make a deal, man. Let's sign this fight. You called me out after your last fight. Your post-fight speech was actually pretty good. I liked it. You acted as if I was scared or something, like I should hand over my belt because I'm not going to fight you. Listen, man, I know the weight class was an issue for you. You can't make 265. I don't care if you're 400 pounds. Let's make this deal. As long as I'm getting paid, I don't care who I'm fighting. I'll fight the biggest, baddest dude. That's what I want, actually. And you know what? This is the problem. You're in my way. I have a plan. I have a legacy. I have my destiny ahead of me. I'm fully committed to this. I'm living my life every day on this path to get.
Before this in your career that you would not have been that smart and made that choice. Is it cool to go in there and sort of after the fact be able to realize, wow, I can see my own growth. I'm seeing growth in fights with better IQ.
Yeah, I think I've got the best fight IQ in the game. Other than John Jones, I think I've got the best fight IQ in the game. I don't think anyone's got better fight IQ than me. And I couldn't wait to throw a 12-6 elbow.
You know, the only thing that I can tell you is that a fight against Volkanovski makes sense for me. I don't want to talk about like mobs or whatever. He's an incredible fighter. He's a dangerous opponent, and he's coming from a win streak, you know. Now, what I hear from the UFC, you only have to come from a win, you know, and Volkanovski and I had a background fighting, you know, for the belt. I wasn't able to come with a win, but this time I'm pretty sure I will be able to come with a win.
He's legit. How can I deny him anymore? You know, Chandler's a tough guy. I didn't think Chandler looked great. I thought he had a good first round. Got Paddy down, wrist rode him against the fence, kind of squeaked it out, but he looked flat after that. He looked heavy on his feet. He looked exhausted. Dude, like I said on the desk, everybody's odometer has a different mileage where things start to slow down and the wheels start to shake, and maybe that's his time now. But only he knows that.
Yeah, for sure. I guess, like, your bigger thing, were you more impressed with Paddy or, like, saw what you kind of said, maybe it was something Chandler just lost?
I definitely thought Chandler didn't look great, but not taking away from Paddy's performance. I mean, Paddy went out there, dropped the first round, came back confident, was hitting Chandler with big shots. I mean, took him down. Who would have had that on their bingo card, that Paddy's going to take down Chandler, return him to the mat like that, and just get on top of him and dominate him like that. So, man, Paddy's a real deal. The guy was a prospect. Now he's a contender. I mean, you have to take him for real now. His next fight, not as if Chandler wasn't a big fight, but his next fight has to be a really big one, like a Gamrot, Armin, Oliveira. I'm already behind the scenes. I've got stuff, so I can't entertain that, and I'm only fighting one more time. But for me as a fan, put him in there with Dan Hooker. That would be an incredible fight. You know, that's a fun fight. The build-up's going to be fun. Dan's going to stand and trade with him. Dan has good takedown defense, good on the ground. That's the fight, I think.
こんにちは、堀口洋二です。UFC 参戦が決まりました。しっかりUFC のね、ベルトを目指して頑張っていきますんで、皆さん応援よろしくお願いします。そしてね、初戦が決まりました。UFC ファイトナイトアゼルバイジャンに出場します。現地時間6月21日で、日本時間だと22日になると思います。はい。試合ですが、フライ級マッチ、対戦相手はタギル・ウランベコフ選手です。しっかりね、この試合勝って次につなげていきたいと思うので、皆さん応援よろしくお願いします。日本のファンの皆さん、そして世界の格闘技ファンの皆さん、自分のファイトを見てください。お願いします。
Dude, my whole life, the baddest bitch, I always thought it was Megan Fox. Okay. That was the girl. And then after one of my fights, she messaged me, dude. And like, she was just like, oh, Colby, you're my favorite UFC bad guy. And I went from fucking idolizing her, thinking she's beautiful. She's in my DM.
Can I read that out loud or no?
Yeah, you can read it out loud. No problem.
Rooting for you tonight. You're my favorite UFC bad guy since Chael.
Since Chael Sonnen.
It's probably hard to keep up that character all the time when you're naturally a more sensitive, sweet person. It's worth it. You're so funny and talented. You deserve to be a superstar. Yo, oh my God. Nah, Megan Fox DMing you is a flex, bro.
Crazy.
Have you ever told anyone that?
Nah, I kind of, I don't like to kiss and tell, but since Neon's in the building, the best streamer in the world, I gotta give him the lowdown.
Michael Chandler. He's got one foot out the door. This is not bagging on him in terms of I don't like him. This is the reality is
He is done. He is washed. He is somebody that, like, he's literally made so much money. He's got one foot out the door. And everything I said, we saw tonight. I saw that in the Charles Oliveira fight, and I pointed that out. I was very clear. He's checked out. There's no push. You can train as hard as you want. You can look as ripped and shredded as you want. It does not help your mental when you're inside that cage. You know, mentally it makes you feel like I've got this. I did all the hard work. I'm ready to go. But when you get out there, it's not there. John, you were texting me and said, like, he just doesn't want it anymore. And I go, yeah, that's what my point was on Tuesday. It's not in him anymore. There's no drive, John. Like, you can look the part. You can train as hard as you want in the gym. But did you see the way he was in the corner with Henry Hooft? Henry's talking to him. He had no reaction, John. There was nothing there. When your fighter has nothing, like...
How many times have I talked about when you see a fighter that doesn't look at his trainer, doesn't look him in the eyes, doesn't pay attention to when the words are coming out of their mouth and is looking at other things, doing it, they're checking out. They're figuring out a way to get out of the fight. And that's what you saw.
My 3 top opponents that I would like to fight on my way to trying to eventually fight for a world title. So I would like to see Volkanovski versus Mosar. I think that matchup makes sense. I would love the opportunities for me to fight Diego Lopez next. And then I think maybe Pitbull, maybe he welcomes Aaron Pico to the UFC. And I think it's an opportunity for both these guys to show if they belong. Or, I mean, you can mix them up with somebody else. There's Lerone Murphy there, another undefeated prospect at the weight class. Yair is coming off a win over Pitbull. I can see Yair versus Lerone Murphy or Yair versus Diego Lopez. But then you have Brian Ortega, who's probably not looking to return maybe anytime soon, hopefully by the summer, just to keep the division moving. So those are matchups that interest me. I would either like to fight Diego Lopez or Brian Ortega. I think those are the most logical fights, or Arnold Allen.